This is Access Ann Arbor.
Hello everyone and welcome to Access Ann Arbor, a program that gives you an in-depth look at various nonprofits in about 30 minutes or less. I'm your host, Melissa Cohn-Bondy, and today we're talking with the Ann Arbor Ypsilanti Black Chamber of Commerce. With me today from the Chamber is Ms. Anistia Thomas, President and Community Liaison Committee Chair. And also joining her is Ann Arbor's very own Mayor Hieftje. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
You bet, you bet. Always excited to have new organizations on, and I say that loosely because we're not brand new, but we're new somewhat this year to the area, and we're so excited to have you on to learn a little bit more. So why don't you tell us how this chamber got started and when, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. Well, first, I'd like to say thank you for having us and for the support. The Michigan Black Chamber of Commerce, we have been established since 2010. As far as the 7 local chapters that we have been active for the past year and a half with over 1,400 members. The Ann Arbor Ypsilanti Black Chamber has been formulated as of July 11th, 2013, with over 50 members with our chapter.
Okay, so really, it hasn't been that long.
No.
Just this year. So I guess I can say that you're brand new.
Oh, we are definitely the new kids on the block.
Absolutely. Okay, and well, tell us where you're located.
We are located at 283 South Zeeb Road, Ann Arbor, Michigan, 48103, which is our local branch office.
Okay.
We also have a Detroit headquarters that is 1271 Library Street in Detroit, Michigan itself, which is downtown Detroit.
Okay. And now you said there's 7 chapters?
Yes, there are.
So, and you're the one of the 7?
Yes, we are the lucky 7.
Okay.
We are the most recent formulated chapter.
Okay.
The other chapters include Pontiac, Flint, Detroit, Southfield, Grand Rapids, and Lansing.
Okay, okay. How has the community welcomed you so far? Tell us how it's going.
The community has welcomed us with open arms. We have gotten so much support from the mayor, through the city administration, community organizations. I've had so many meetings with so many people reaching out to us to get involved with the chamber itself. It has just been an amazing experience thus far.
Okay, and I imagine it's been a little bit overwhelming, but you have a support team with you?
We do. We do have an executive committee.
Okay.
We have a president-elect. His name is Brian Royster. We have a vice president, Khadijah Wallace. We have our financial secretary, Karen Reynolds, our secretary, Robin McCoy, and we also have our treasurer. His name is Eddie Cargore.
Okay.
And including that as well, we also have an honorary chair board, which includes Mayor Hieftje, as well as Mayor Paul Schreiber of Ypsilanti, President Paul Krutko of Ann Arbor Spark, and also Christian Teal, who is the Vice President of Diversity and Initiatives with Google, and as well as Yodit Mesfin of the new organization.
Okay, so yes, you do have quite the team already behind you.
Yes, we do.
Wonderful, and I know we'll talk a little bit more about events and those kind of things later on.
Sure.
But I guess, Mayor, how have you seen this chamber already growing in such a short amount of months?
I was fortunate enough to be at the kickoff event, and it was amazing how many people were there and the enthusiasm that I saw there. It went really, really well. And anything that can help, spur small business in the community and provide more of an impetus to people to come together, talk about their businesses, to collaborate, to network together. Those are all great things. That's what chambers have been doing for a very long time. So this additional chamber in the community is very welcome.
Wonderful,
Thank you.
absolutely. And I do know the value of the chamber. I was involved very heavily, formerly where I was working, shows, promos, ribbon cuttings. I just know that the chambers work so hard at what they do. and helping the businesses in the business sector and even in just the public and the community that they're in. Tell us about more of your involvement. And you said you were at the kickoff. What's coming up with the
Well, there's an
your
evening with
involvement?
the mayors coming up next week.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff that that is on the calendar, and Anistia could tell you more about that.
The
That's
events.
coming up better than I could. But I can talk a little bit about how it fits in very well with some of the things that are going on in the city, and I think in the region. And when you think about just a couple of years ago, when the whole nation was in the throes of the Great Recession, and how important jobs are. And when you take a look at the segment of where the greatest job growth is, it's in small business. That's where new jobs are. New jobs are coming through from companies with 2 people, 3 people, 5 people. And then those companies are growing. And we started a long, long time ago an effort, excuse me, an effort to grow small businesses here in Ann Arbor. And that's been very successful. And while we have major employers in the city, small business is where a lot of the growth is, and probably one of the reasons we have the lowest unemployment in the state, and one of the best unemployment numbers that you find in the nation as well.
Absolutely. Do you find that those that were reaching out to you for assistance and to join are on the smaller sector?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Do you have the larger ones as well, or are they self-sustained?
We have both, but it is majorly small business
Okay.
where they have 1 to 5 employees.
Oh, yeah. So the real, the
Very small
Smaller,
business.
okay.
Definitely startup businesses.
startups. Okay. One of the questions I was going to ask here was about the barriers. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and about I guess what your mission is and some of the barriers that may get in the way?
Well, sure. Well, the Ann Arbor Ypsilanti Black Chamber is the very first African American Black Chamber that's ever existed in the area. We are also a division of the U.S. Black Chamber, which means that we are underneath the White House administration. And some of the barriers, particularly, is the actual support in really boosting the business and really helping them gain financial literacy. And that's one of the purposes of the chamber itself, is to really become more of a niche chamber as to some of the particular concerns that affect African American businesses. A lot of it has to do with staff development, professional development. How do they separate their finances from their personal, from their business? How do you generate profit and revenue itself? So really becoming more present within the community, because what we find is many of the small businesses that do come to us and reach out to us, they are not publicly known. So they're not online marketed properly. There's no presence. We are aware that through the 2007 census that there's over 3,200 Black businesses. However, it is hard to connect with them if you're looking online to easily find and identify. So what the chamber is doing, we have a grassroots approach currently, so that we're actually hitting the pavement and we're really dissecting and seeking these businesses, and so far so great. We're continuing to strive. It's going to take a lot of time to do that, of course, but I think as long as we continue to get the awareness out there, I think we'll be very successful in being able to reach out to those in need.
Wonderful. It sounds like, and it sounds like sometimes in these cases where you have to start there, it makes it all the better and the more successful in the long run.
Absolutely. And Google, so they are one of our partners. They are working very closely with us, where we are really trying to identify that in online. So they actually have focus groups as well that they work on through our data and collecting the data, so that these African American businesses are more easily identified through search engines online.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, why don't you tell us, do you want to talk about some of the members, or not the members, but the partners?
Sure.
Members, if you'd like. Either or, both?
Well, both. Well, I like to say all of our members are great. But as far as our partners, well, as I mentioned before, Google's one of our partners. The Small Business Administration, Pure Michigan, Ann Arbor Spark, Blue Cross Blue Shield is one of our members. The Ypsilanti Convention and Visitors Bureau, definitely. as of course the Ann Arbor Convention Bureau as well.
Sure.
I could go on and on and on, to be honest.
Okay.
Even including all the banks, PNC, Comerica, General Motors, MGM Casino as one of our partners as well. Chrysler is one of our partners as well. So on and so forth. I could be here all day doing that.
Well, I think you can really see that Anistia and her staff have done a great job of outreach. I mean, in a short amount of time, they have partners from all over the community, businesses large and small, organizations across the spectrum. So yeah, I think it really makes a difference to get these people focused on this mission, and to have your young entrepreneurs and folks who want to start a business realize that they have this support network.
Absolutely. I was just thinking, how have you only been, you got all of those in this short amount of time? Like kudos, hats off to you.
Thank you.
To the staff and to the board.
It's a lot of hard work. We are very strategic in the things that we're doing with our outreach, and we look to be very effective with that. And I think that also shows the example of how serious we really are as a chamber itself to complete its mission.
Absolutely. And you're here, and this is another one of the wonderful outreach opportunities.
Absolutely.
You reached out to us, I think.
Yes,
so
I did.
I love that. That's very proactive on your end. Do you want to tell us about well, why don't you tell us about the membership as far as who can join?
Sure.
Well, we talked a little bit about sizes, but individuals, entrepreneurs, larger, you want to talk about that?
Sure. You can be any size as far as an entrepreneur to become a member. We do have various membership levels. As far as qualifying as a small business, African-American business, you have to have at least 51% owned African-American business owned to qualify itself. Okay. However, to be involved with the chamber, you can be of any race of creed. So you can actually sign up to be an advocate, which is $50. You can sign up to be a student, which is $25. You can be a corporate member or a nonprofit, and so with the corporate members it can be $500 and up, and that's a various level itself.
Okay. How has it been receptive or received with the students?
Students, it's been great. We have had, well actually our students actually volunteer to be a part of our committees itself. So we've been getting the students more involved in our committees for our actual programming. We are also rolling out a collegiate chapter for both Eastern Michigan University as well as University of Michigan as of 2014, in which we are working out the bylaws and parameters of that itself. So that's one of our focus goals itself. And we think it's very imperative for our students to really get involved because they are making the transition between collegiate level to the real world of working. So if we can be great mentors to the youth, that would be an excellent partnership.
Wonderful. And this is, do you find that the students are coming from various universities and colleges, or do you see it centralized here as locally?
Well, I can say that we have gotten students from as far as Cooley Law School, though we also have a Lansing chapter. So all of the local chapters have collegiate interaction, but particularly with Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti, we have had involvement from Washtenaw Community College, University of Michigan, Eastern Michigan, and even Cleary.
Oh yeah, so you're getting the students from all the different colleges and different backgrounds as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, it's so important for, I feel, for college students to start taking advantage of this now. They don't have to be per se in a business, but I love the fact that they have the student option.
Yes, they do.
And there's a little different model nowadays too. People are coming out of school with some knowledge and some education. They've also have a lot of friends and they know what their friends want and what they do, and you see people starting businesses when they're still in college.
Yes,
exactly.
Today, and
right.
You know, whether it's I mean, some of the ones that maybe we've heard about are a new phone app or something like that that really takes off, but also a business that might provide services to other people in their age group, other students, and also the idea that you don't have to get a certain degree and a certain level and then go work for some big company. You could be your own boss. You could start your own business right out of the gate, and U of M even has a section now. They have a course where you learn how to be an entrepreneur and how you can then go out into the world and start a business, and pretty soon you're hiring other people and that begins to grow, and that's where a lot of the job growth is.
Right.
It's excellent.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, we have some students here at CTN that are doing something similar, and it's so positive, and I love to see the entrepreneur come out of students like that and branching off into the freelance. And I think the chambers are a great way for them to start, especially with the networking with some of those who have been in the business and are looking for that help. You know, they're looking for that that young, vibrant spirit that they need. So I love to hear that the students are getting involved.
Yes, and we welcome them with open arms. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's great. Tell us about some of the ways that you're also your outreach efforts, newsletter, website, like all of those different avenues. How have you been doing it aside from reaching out to us, of course?
Well, definitely, of course, one-to-one, face-to-face, and directing it through emails and calls is definitely great. We also do what we call these call drives, to where we actually have members and volunteers call to create the awareness and try to recruit volunteers and involvement and create the awareness in regards to the chamber itself. Through our social media, we actually just partner with Radio 1 itself, and so we are doing a major partnership with Radiate 360, which is going to change the chamber online media game, in which we will be able to actually feature our actual chamber members to where they can actually generate revenue through our site with creating their own. And so there's a lot of great details in regards to that. Our actual new website launch is November 4th. So we're really excited for that to roll out and for everyone to see the type of advanced technology that we are embarking on.
Okay, wonderful. Wow. Mayor, what were your thoughts when you heard that there was a new chamber coming to town, and how have you seen, in your opinion, it grow in these short amount of months?
Well, one of the things that you can observe is that the synergies that are created by people just networking and talking and working together, those go on to they just expand. It's like a pebble in a pond, where the wave then goes out, and more people learn about a new business. More and more people learn about a new website. They learn about a new technique, new entrepreneurs in town. And those things just really spread. And Ann Arbor is a great community where those types of businesses take off here. So what my feeling was, well, wow, more people working on these things that we've been working on, more is better, more activity, and bringing in the minority businesses and bringing them out and saying, hey, we have an organization that's sculpted just for you. I think that was really important in what they're trying to do, and providing that way to gain the knowledge also from others who have more experience. How do I put together the business plan that's really going to work, that's going to hit the right notes that are going to allow me to get funding. Those types of things. You need mentoring, you need to talk to other people,
Right.
You need to network to get that going, no matter what kind of business you're going to start. And so again, having a new organization that's going to help and add to that mission can only be a good thing.
Wonderful. Well, and give me an example, explain to me of a networking event that you've held. I want to come to your networking event. What can I expect?
Well, actually, we recently had what we call a Business Blitzer event. We had it at the Ann Arbor Ypsilanti Eagle Crest Marriott itself. And what we did do is we decided to actually create more of a face-to-face networking event where our members could actually sit down with our resource partners directly, an actual real representative, and actually ask questions and connect so that they can actually have post appointments with them afterwards. So basically the way it started off was you could pick 4 of your most in dire need business goals. So if you needed to work on your business plan, then you could select to sit down with someone that can actually speak with you about that and actually set up an appointment to achieve that help. If you needed help with a website, we had an actual graphic designer that actually had packages to which you can sign up for in order to get your website done, and et cetera, et cetera. We had over about 12 vendors who were there, and so they rotated every 15 minutes. in groups of 4. And so in that, people were able to really get things done. Even though our event was supposed to be from 6 to 9, the last person was there until almost 11 o'clock, which let us know that people were very engaged.
Absolutely.
And there was a huge need of it. And the feedback that we had gotten was this was the best connection that they've ever had and the best idea to do it, because I think it's different to just have a vendor booth, which is great, and then you pass out information, but how do you really connect from there? What really happens from there? And so what we really wanted to do was make sure that our members are actually being proactive and really building their businesses and actually having a project to work on towards the end of the year right now to keep them busy until our programming starts back up for 2014.
Okay. So the vendors were, so it was like just like as you would, you'd have a booth, and if I was being, CTN was just had information, but instead you made it more like
conversational.
So
we had round tables.
It was a round table.
So you're sitting at the table just like you and I. We are all sitting here, and we're actually conversating. And we're speaking about what our concerns are with our businesses, how you can really help, what type of resources are available through CTN itself, and how they can get proactive with it and engaged. And so what would happen is they would connect, exchange business cards, and they would actually set up appointments for the future off-site, because obviously they would need more time and more concentration as to what their dire needs are. But what we wanted to do was pretty much connect them.
Right. It's all about the networking. And
The warm connection there, yes.
Yep. Do most of your events like this take place lunch, morning, evening, variety?
Variety,
Okay.
definitely. Definitely a variety. We have, it can be on the weekends, during the week, during lunch, during breakfast, during cocktail hour, all different times of the days, depending on the actual program itself.
Okay, so even on the weekends?
Even on the weekends.
Okay, I don't hear that often.
Yes.
That's good. See, you've already hit a niche right there.
Yeah.
Weekends, like I said, I don't hear that often. Let me ask you about, you have something coming up, a conference?
Yes, we do.
Sounds like a big deal.
It is a big deal. This is our actual second annual Urban Economic Conference, which will be held November 7th at the Detroit Marriott Renaissance Center. We are partnered with the White House administration. We do have over 16 administrators flying in from Washington, D.C. to be involved in this actual program. It's sponsored by Chemical Maze, General Motors, as well as Google. Governor Rick Snyder will actually open up and roll out our actual conference for us that particular day. We do have a series of events that are occurring during that day, because we have the series of the conferences itself and the workshops as well. But we also have 250 vendor opportunities where small businesses can actually solicit their product or their services that they have itself. And also we are having a black tie gala that evening, as well as our president's reception, and also an afterglow at Coach Insignia. So it's a fun-filled day of a lot of great networking and information. Last year we had over 750 attendees, and so we're looking to have over thousands this time, because last year we didn't do any advertising and we had over 750. So this time we're doing heavy advertising. We also have a current commercial that is actually promoting online as well.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so this is open then to
everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone can get involved. You can actually go onto our website at the www.michiganblackchamber.com and /conference, and that will take you to the complete site for the conference itself.
Okay, and this is coming up November?
It's coming up November 7th.
Okay.
It's on a Thursday.
Well, that's what I'm talking about the amount of outreach that has gone on. It's pretty amazing. And this is quite a conference and quite a lineup of speakers that they have, and it's going to be an exciting event.
Okay. Now, does your staff all attend? Is it one of those certain people are going?
Oh, this is a statewide event.
Okay, so
this is statewide. We actually have people flying in from other parts of our U.S. Black Chamber to get involved. Okay. This is also a global situation as well, because we have a few advocates from across the world that are flying in to be involved, because we have a global trade workshop, and so we have people from various countries speaking on how the United States can really partner and get involved in global trade opportunities as well.
Okay.
So this is an international event.
Wow, this is a big deal.
It's a very big deal.
Okay. Well, let me ask, I want to know how you got involved.
Oh, well.
Like we're talking about, and I'm thinking you're doing such a wonderful job with the outreach.
Thank you.
Leading. I mean, how did you get involved?
I was actually recommended by the Lansing president, Tyrone Sanders, who recommended me to the president of the statewide chapter and stated that he thought that I would be a great person to spearhead the new chapter for Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti.
Okay.
And so I did get reached out to about it and consider it, and obviously, you know what my answer was. So, so here I am, and I definitely love what I do. I love helping people. I love seeing the vision and working together with the community to achieve the vision of the mayor and the city administration. And we try to see where we can really fit in and really help with the best that we can.
Okay, wonderful. Mayor, do you want to tell us about, you both can tell us about the event coming up, the mayor's event? Some details on that?
Well, I'll definitely speak on that.
Okay.
Well, actually, this event is next Wednesday. It is October 23rd, and it's at the Gandy Dancer. So this is a cocktail networking reception, just to network, get to know the business owners, getting to know city administration, just something that's just very light, fun, and just conversational in regards to just being more hands-on and just community involved. What we're really trying to do is just to get people to really come together and get to know each other, get familiar with each other and what we do and professionally, and seeing how we can work together community-wise.
Okay. Okay, and what's coming up for 2014? Tell us their big goals for the year coming up.
We have very huge goals. Well, to briefly speak on that, we have what we call our Entrepreneurship 101 series, which is actually our Saturday workshops that are from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And so those are our 101 themed, where we have actual facilitators spearheading and hosting those courses for our small business owners, so they can learn certain types of trades and skills for their business, to help with their business. We also have what we call our Lessons Over Lunch series, which will happen every second Wednesday of the month. And Lessons Over Lunch is actually an online workshop from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. So it's over lunchtime, so you can look at it from your desktop. And so what we were trying to do was incorporate more of a digital forward with that, to just because we are in an innovative area community-wise, and so we think it's important for us to engage that as more so with technology. The other thing we have is our various networking events. We have our sister events, where it's a women empowerment networking together, and professionally itself outside of our MBA networking event for people who are looking to get into making the transition for the career from school to career areas itself, and so on and so forth. But that's just a brief that's a brief synopsis in regards to it.
Wonderful. That is so exciting. Very exciting. Okay, before we wrap up, I'm going to add, is there anything you would like to add, Mayor, that we may not have touched on real briefly?
We'll just expand a little bit. You know, we've had this effort for a long time with Ann Arbor Spark to bring new companies to town, to get them going here, to really make Ann Arbor a center for entrepreneurship and people to start new companies. And this just all fits in so well with that mission. So it's really nice that they came along just the right time.
Perfect timing, it sounds like. Absolutely. Thank you. Anything that may not have touched on?
Well, I'd like to personally thank Mayor Hieftje for being here and taking his time out. He's so busy, and he is actually one of the first people I reached out to when we first formulated the chapter. I think he doesn't know that, but in actuality, he just he was so supportive right on. As soon as we met with him, I was able to meet with him immediately. He's very passionate about Ann Arbor and the community and seeing us progress, and also the economic initiatives. And we're just really fortunate to have someone like you involved, to have you involved and support our organization, because it's so much needed as well. And Mayor Paul Schreiber has been amazing as well, very supportive. And so we're just really fortunate to have such strong key people such as them involved in their city administration, and so we couldn't ask for a better support system.
Wonderful. I'm so glad both of you came on today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
I
you.
think we could have kept going. I have to wrap it up. I want to thank both of you. Great show, and best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information on the Ann Arbor Ypsilanti Black Chamber of Commerce, you can contact them at michiganblackchamber.com, and you can find them on Facebook at Michigan Black Chamber of Commerce, Inc. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.